How is your nonprofit? How is your nonprofit? Karma. When you attack someone and you don't understand where they stand spiritually, and I can go into other things, it's like poking a stick in a hornet's nest. You're going to get hurt. It happens, folks. How is your nonprofit? This is an illusion. This God does not exist. This Jesus Christ does not exist. This religion does not exist. That goes the same with every other religion. Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, they're all made up. All their gods are made up gods. They have no power. And how we know this is because of these people. We've got scriptures on it. We've got holy men. Yeah, they're all frauds. We're so deluded in our thinking, our belief system. We actually think there's a God up there called Lord. We actually believe that they rose from the dead, that they could do miracles, but no one ever saw them. No one ever sees a modern day God. No one ever sees anything, but will contribute it to the contamination that we have been a part of. Because I can tell you, there ain't no Jesus in these people's writings. There's no Hebrew God. Hell, there's no Sumerian gods. So you care to tell me? You want to argue with me that this crap that we're in today, people believing it's the end of the freaking world. Why? Because of the contamination. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. We don't know what we're praying to. We don't know what we're talking to. But boy, we'll put you to death if you dare speak against their names. And it's bullshit. You look at the world today, the governments of the world, all contaminated because of this crap right here. Oh, you don't have a choice over your body and all this other bull. We enslave each other. That's what we do. And we want to know why we have such bad karma? Because that's what we do. We're good at it. It's a powerful statement when you say that the modern gods are all frauds. I mean, if they were for real, why weren't they here? Why weren't they here? Okay. Folks, when you just come down and realize that the lunacy that impacts us all, for 50 years of my life, I prayed to a non-existent being. Didn't exist. It existed in here. That's what made it real. All right. So we're talking about free will, right? We think we have control of these bodies, that is considered to be will. But yet at the same time, the gesture made by me begins before I know it myself. The gesture is preceded by an activity of the frontal lobe to act and appear before this will is aware. Realize that we don't control these bodies at all. The sensation of freedom is only an attribute of the function. We're not free at all. We think we are. The body will have involuntary movements because of electrical stimulation. My will can't stop it, no matter how hard I try. I know. And I'm supposed to take my free will and give it back to this God. If I don't, then I've exercised my free will in an evil way. The problem with that foundation is it's false in its very construct. I gave you something, but if you use it, no. It's the deity that makes the rules. Well, if that is the case, then what happens is that our brains are showing us something different because our brains are saying that's not it at all. I showed you that the places of the brain where we stop and think, apparently, making these cognitive decisions of will. I don't know if they're free or not, because I don't think that if you look at it in this construct, anyone is free, which then implies that our wills are being manipulated. This is interesting. DMT, for instance, is found naturally occurring in the brains of humans, mammals, and some other animals as well in a broad range of species of the plant kingdom. Neurochemical research suggests that DMT may be made in the pineal gland and is hypothesized that as much as melatonin helps activate sleep cycles, DMT activates dreaming and may also be implicated in other natural visionary states such as mystical experience, near-death experiences, spontaneous psychosis. Amazonian shamans may have made use of this chemical for its visionary properties for thousands of years and take it as a part of the declination frequently called anesthesia. The cuishes, the vine of the spirits, or the vine of the dead. The psychedelic brew is taken because it gives rise to extraordinary mental phenomenon that have shamanic such as synthesis, ostensible extra-dimensional precepts, out-of-body experiences, psi experiences, and perhaps most commonly, encounters with disincarnated entities. So it's when we take these hallucinogenics, they break the barrier down. And they're there. They're really there. And I don't know if you've ever, experimented with DMT, but yeah, it will definitely open up some channels. It goes on to say, when described by independent and seemingly naive DMT participants, the entities encountered tend to vary in detail, but often belong to one of the very few similar types with similar behavioral characteristics. For instance, mischievous, shape-shifting elves, praying mantis alien brain surgeons, and jewel-encrusted reptilian beings, who all seem to appear with baffling predictability. This opens up a wealth of questions as to the ontology of these entities. The discussion of the phenomenology and the ontology of these entities mixes research from the parapsychology to the ethnobotany and to the pharmacology, the fruits of scientists. It gets back into the whole question of free will then. I can tell you this, when I have been in these trips, there's an inner kind of voice that seems to be navigating. You're in for the ride. I mean, that's not going to change. But what is interesting is there is the sense, and I don't know if that's will, because I know I'm experiencing this. I know that it's a result of chemicals that are in the brain. I get that. And yet I seem to be both the experiencer and the observer. And when you meet these entities, they're out there. They're everywhere. They're here now. But we're so convinced that it's only us. How is your nonprofit